วัสดีค่ะ and welcome back to Edward Insight here on GBN Station. You're now with me กรณ์กนกวิชิตพันธ์ reporting to you all the latest news on Buddhism from around the world. And also today we will be recommending you top 5 Buddhist books that due to check out in 2020, and also 5 Buddhist temples that are over 1,000 years in Nepal. Let's take a look. The Magaya Pali School of Studies recently received Pali Honorable Awards 2020 from Sangha Supreme Council at Wat Pak Nam, Thailand. On Saturday, August 29, 2020, Pravisuthivongsajan, Chief of the Monastic Committee of the Northern Region, was the chairman of the ceremony to give awards as well as scholarships to Pali language institutes and 400 Pali scholars in Thailand.The 3 awards were as follows. 1. Prestigious awards to the Best Pali Language Institute in Thailand. 2. Scholarships offering to the outstanding monks who passed Pali Level 9 examination with distinction. And 3. Award certificates to scholars who passed Pali Level 9 examination.On that day, the Magaya Temple representative, Pramahasutham Suratano, director of the Magaya Pali School of Studies, received prestigious award of the Best Pali Language Institute in Thailand, along with monks and Upasika from the Magaya Pali School of Studies who passed Pali Level 9 examination. A 3D printed replica of a group of ancient Buddhist sculptures from North China's Yongan Grottos is on display in East China's Hangzhou City. It took 4 years of scanning, printing, and assembling to make the artwork comprising of 1,300 modules. Created in the 15th century, the original sculptures are housed at Cave 12 at Yongan Grottos, well known as a treasury of Chinese ancient carving art.Buddhism is one of the oldest religions being practiced in our modern-day society. Beginning around the 5th century BC, Buddhism is based on the teachings of Siddhartha Gautama. Learning Buddhism is knowing and understanding your mind and yourself. It is the principle that helps you guide on how to live your daily life in a way so that your mind remains healthy and at peace.And with over 500 million people practicing Buddhism around the world, there is a good chance you might be looking for a way to learn more about this unique way of life. To help you in your search for more information, we have created a list that features 5 of the best books about Buddhism. These titles have been written by experts that have the same common goal.Helping to inform you about Buddhism and providing you with accurate information that is easy to understand. 1. The Book of Joy, Lasting Happiness in the Changing World, serving as a narrative of a week-long between the 2 Nobel Peace Prize laureates, Archbishop Desmond Tutu and His Holiness the Dalai Lama. The Book of Joy covers the discussions of various topics, including obstacles of joy.Along with learning the 8 pillars of joy, readers will also learn some of their stories, science, and wisdom as you explore the dual joy practices that serve to anchor their spiritual and emotional lives. 2. The Heart of the Buddha's Teaching, Transforming Suffering into Peace, Joy, and Liberation. Thich Nhat Hanh introduces the reader to the core of Buddhism teachings,demonstrating how Buddha's teachings are not only accessible but also applicable to our daily lives. Nhat shows how suffering plays a large part in creating love, joy, and compassion in a clear and poetic manner. Within these pages, readers can find information on the 4 Noble Truths, the 3 Doors of Liberation, the 3 Dharma Seals, the Noble Eightfold Path, and the 7 Factors of Awakening.The information is provided in a way that is clearly understandable and is easy to follow. The connection between inner peace and global peace go hand in hand with enlightenment and is easily demonstrated in this text. 3. How to Practice the Way of Meaningful Life. This title is from His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Tenzin Gyatso, addresses prayer and meditation. However, at its core, readers can learn how daily living can actually be a spiritual practice. He highlights how the path to the true fulfillment actually lies within ourselves. Readers will experience remarkable illumination of a wisdom that is timeless as well as having access to our daily reference that serve as a roadmap to enlightenment. Laid out in a series of steps, this book will serve as a companion to those who are searching for wisdom, morality, and meditation. The Dalai Lama shows how by opening your heart, maintaining a tranquil mental state, and avoiding from doing or causing harm, you can overcome obstacles we face on our daily lives. 4. Buddhism for Beginners. Everything you need to know about Buddhism for complete beginners. Buddhism for Beginners is one of the few books that actually teach readers the essence of Buddhism, along with highlighting the methodology of following Buddha's teachings in your life. This book also explains the life of Buddha in great detail. Readers can find the answers to questions about meditation in a language and tone that is easy to understand and followed. 5. Buddha's Brain, the practical neuroscience of happiness, love, and wisdom. Written by New York Times bestselling author and senior fellow of the Greater Good Science Center at UC Berkeley, Rick Hansen, PhD, Buddha's Brain combines information from some of the most significant breakthroughs in neuroscience with insights from Buddhism to show the reader how they can stimulate their brain in order to achieve a more fulfilling spiritual life, improve sense of worth and inner confidence, and relationships that are fulfilling. This book will guide you through mindfulness exercises and meditations that will enable you to initiate mental states of joy, compassion, and calmness. However, the most important information you will garner from this book is positive psychological growth that will impact your daily life. Most of the temples in Kathmandu were built or given makeovers after the onset of the 15th century, but there are a few that have been found or known to be older than 1,000 years old. These are the landmarks that hold centuries of history and information, making them a valuable part of a national heritage. Shown below are a few of the oldest temples in Nepal with more than 1,000 years of history. Shagunarayan is one of the oldest temples built in Nepal's history. It was built during the reign of King Mahadeva from the Lishvi dynasty in 464 AD, according to an inscription found in the temple premises. It is dedicated to Lord Vishnu, also known as Purusha or Narayan. This temple is located in Bhaktapur. It is a two-tier pagoda-style temple with 4 doors guarded by stone lions. Savayambuna Stupa, also known as the Monkey Temple. It is one of the most sacred temples for both Hindu and Buddhist populations in Nepal. It is located on the top of a hill in the Kathmandu Valley, west of the city. The stupa is also known as the crowning glories of architecture in Nepal. Sayamba was built by King Mahadeva in around 460 AD. Pashupatinath is dedicated to Lord Shiva and his many forms. In addition, it is also home to other Hindu gods and goddesses. This site is considered as a masterpiece of Hindu architecture. Bodhanath Stupa is one of the holiest sites in Kathmandu for Buddhist community. It is also the largest Buddhist temple established in Kathmandu. This stupa was first built back in around 600 AD and was later renovated in the Lashavi dynasty in the 8th century. It is considered a centerpiece of Tibetan Buddhism in Nepal. Ishan Kurunayan, and it is one of the 4 main temples in Kathmandu, dedicated to Vishnu. The temple's histories go back to the 5th century during the reign of King Haridata of the Lashavi dynasty. The modern-day temple is, however, was rebuilt in the 18th century in place of the temple built earlier. Dhammachaya Day, or the Day of Dhamma Retreat, is a day where Longpa Dhammachaya ordained and devoted his entire life to Buddhism. But what inspired him to become a Buddhist monk? Well, let us find out the answers together today.
A biography of Venerable Dhammachaya. One day, while sitting in a car, after having been ordained as a monk for a year, Dhammachaya Bhikkhu passes by a racetrack. A thought occurs to him. There are tens of thousands of people betting on horses. In the future, I will inspire a great number of people to go to the temple to practice meditation and observe the precepts. Not long after, he initiates construction of Wat Prat Dhammagaya from a barren paddy field with an initial fund of only 3,200 baht, or $160 in 1970. Wat Prat Dhammagaya has now become the place where the greatest number of people can congregate to meditate and observe the precepts. Venerable Dhammachaya was born Chayabun Sutipon on April 22, 1944. Chayabun was eager when it came to acquiring knowledge. He likes to read biographies of important people as a way to inspire himself. But no matter how much success these people achieved, in the end, they all had to die. It made him realize that no matter how successful one is, no one has been able to overcome death. The journey of every human life comes to an end at one's death. This motivated young Chayabun to search for the answers to life's questions. Why are we born? What is the purpose of one's life? Where do we go after we die? Do heaven and hell really exist? Young Chayabun sought Dhamma masters for answers to these questions. He received various answers. Some said, "I don't know. I'm not sure." Heaven and hell might as well exist because it is recorded in the Tipitaka, the Buddhist scriptures, that heaven lies in our heart and hell is in our mind. Some even remarked, "You're still young. Why are you so interested in this?" Then one day he came upon a book titled Vipassana Bantheng, a publication on meditation. In it, the Dhammagaya tradition mentions that arahats exist within us. This fascinated him so greatly that he made his way to Wat Paknam, a temple where the late great master Prat Mongkol Tep Muni initiated the Dhammagaya meditation technique. At that time, Chayabun was still a student at Suan Kulap Secondary School when he decided to find a nun named Kunyai Jan, a disciple of the great master who possessed extraordinary meditative power. When Chayabun met Kunyai, he asked her the same set of questions that had lingered in him. Why are we born? Where do we go after death? Do heaven and hell really exist? The answers that young Chayabun received from Kunyai surprised him immensely. Kunyai said, "Yes, heaven and hell do exist. I've been there. Do you want to go there? I could teach you how, and we could go together." This was the first time in his life where Chayabun met a meditation practitioner with such extraordinary meditative power that she's able to teach that the afterlife exists, which is consistent with the Tipitaka. This was the turning point in Chayabun's life, and he begins to practice meditation diligently in order to verify it for himself and to discover the truth of life. During his 4 years at Kasetsat University, he persisted in his practice of meditation with Kunyai at Wat Paknam. It was one of the happiest and most serene periods in his life. After Chayabun graduated from Kasetsat University, he took the saffron robe and ordained as a monk at Wat Paknam on August 27, 1969. He was given the monastic name Dhammachaya, which means victory through the Dhamma. Venerable Tamachiyo later reflected that the practice of meditation is the only way to personally verify the teachings of the Lord Buddha. There would be no end in sight if people only sat down to argue about the teachings. We will find a way to get 1 million people to become interested in the Dhamma, go to the temple, and practice meditation because there are so many people in the world who have never heard about the teachings of the Buddha. On any given day, there may be several millions of people on the path of ruin, alcoholism, smoking, drugs, gambling, while those who go to the temple to earnestly practice meditation are very few, and the number of deserted temple continues to grow with each passing day. Buddhism cannot decline during our era. As long as we are still breathing, we will not allow Buddhism to perish. We will propagate Buddhism and help it prosper like it once did during the time of the Buddha. With this great mission, which is not just a dream, Venerable Tamachiyo has fully dedicated himself to spreading Buddhism throughout the world before he departs from this world.
Without หลวงพ่อ Tamachiyo, we all wouldn't be the person we are today. Let us then adhere inside with the Lord Buddha's Dhamma code. Hasten to do good. Restrain your mind from evil. He who is slow in doing good, his mind delights in evil. Should a person commit evil, let him not do it again and again. Let him not find pleasure therein, for painful is accumulation of evil. Should a person do good, let him do it again and again. Let him find pleasure therein, for blissful is accumulation of good. It's time for us to say goodbye, and please make sure to check out all episodes of our Advert Insight News program on our website, gbnus.com. Thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful week. สวัสดีค่ะ